Hi, BonBon here. It's treasure hunt night. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. And if you're here in the chat, make sure you join in. And if you're a bit late, turned up just to watch the late show, the non-live show, then say hi in the comments. I will notice. Hi, Parker. Parker's already here. Bless you, Parker. Right. Well, tonight's show is going to be a bit shorter. I am absolutely exhausted. I don't know if you can see it in my face, but I am absolutely wiped out. So I'm thinking, instead of doing 6 maps, we'll do 3, maybe 4. There doesn't seem to be a blessing of maps this week. I could be wrong. As always, have been wrong. Don't seem to be... Let me throw the screen up. Here we go. That's better. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a blessing of maps this week. There's one that stands out as being the most likely, and all the others, probably not much, but that's what we're here for. We're here to dig for buried treasure on the workshop. Maps that don't have a thumbnail, probably don't even have a description, and are they any good? The only way to find out is for somebody like me to come along, open up, and let you know. And if there are any good ones, maybe they get a full review on WhatsApp. Anyways, so Exhausted Me is going to have a go at opening up some of these maps. Let's have a look. I've got a short list of 6 maps, of which we'll do 4. And tonight's second map is the one that stands out the most for me. The third map possibly, but again, who knows? Who knows? But we'll give them a go. We'll give them a go. Right, so let's start off by starting a new game. And the map I'm looking for is going to be... Probably under the name... Yes. Okay, right. So it has a real name on the workshop, but in the loading screen, it's called New Map, which is always a sign of a new creator. There is plenty of fertile resources on this map. We have all of the outside connections. We have 98% buildable space. That's a lot of buildable space. No water showing, or maybe just a possible of a hint, maybe a 0.1%, hard to see. We're using the vanilla temperate theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. And I think we are good to go based on that. I'll share that screen with you once it's definitely loading, which it is. Bish bosh. So, yes, as always, please be kind in the comments, please be kind in the chat, and if any of the porn bots start posting, then please be nice to them, okay? But don't send them any money, and don't click the links. Just don't. Bad idea. So, yeah, it's been a heavy week for me, and it's going to be another heavy week this week because I've got the viewers' choice to pump out before the weekend. So, well, for the weekend. So, yeah, I've got lots to do, lots and lots to do, and sleep is one of them. So that's why I'm going to truncate today's show just a little bit, have a slightly shorter show. Information on this first map. What can I tell you about today's first map? It's my first map, not my first map. It's the creator's first map. And that's all I've got. I had 1 subscriber at the time that I then subscribed to it. So probably 2 right now. And the map seems to be named possibly after the creator. A little bit. Looks like it anyway. That's all I can give you. I'm not expecting anything. It's the first map with... as it turns out, like I say, 98% buildable space, which means I think it's going to be just a great big flat plain, all painted in fertile. It's my speculation. And all of the connections. There's C connections. Could be some C, I would think. Probably out of the 25 tiles. So, this is a little bit surprising. Pot mark. From a terrain height map, by the looks of it. This could be a real life location. This could be a terrain height map that hasn't been worked very well or at all. That's my first thought. I'm seeing connections going through the start square, so that's a good thing. Is there any water in here? That's the next question. Let's have a little look, and I'll just catch up with the chat in a few moments. So we've got, start the simulation off. There we go, that'll help. So, well, we've learned nothing apart from there's no water in the start square. Maybe there's supposed to be some in this divot, but there isn't. We'll pull right back, and there we go. We have a bit of coast out of the 25 tiles. That's why it's not showing as having any water as a resource, because that is outside. Terrain heights are pretty flat. Resources, I did say it was oh, we've got a little bit of oil, didn't notice that. But yes, a lot of fertile land there. We've got Sunset Harbour and we'll do some fishing. Your fishing map will look like that. And in terms of outside connections, shipping routes, shipping routes, that's right, is one that heads all the way along here. What's it going to do? Sharpish turn that way. Yeah, that's not going to work as a shipping triangle for ships coming down here and out. And this is going up through a big old bridge, crunching through the pillars there, and up the river. That bridge is not far off being glorious, actually, because that's definitely going to be high enough for vanilla shipping. That is pretty interesting. Right, okay. Well, most of the map, there's not much to talk about. I think we can agree. We can put the camera down anywhere and get nothing. There's zero foliage, and what's going on here? Ah, well, we've got an attempt at rivers, possibly. I think somebody's just taken on the real life map and realised just how hard it is, and it is. It is. There's no shame in that. Let's see if there was. Oh, there you go. There's water in the start square. Okay, there might not be enough to sustain a full tile of population. I think it's touch and go. I think especially if you pump into there as well. Is that a pond there? Oh, okay, right. We're sorted. Draw from there, pump into there. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Ah, love it. I love it. Some network extensions too, I believe. There we go. Network extensions too. Right, so technically this map is broken because this is not linked as a requirement. And then if you don't have it, the map will be broken. So that's 1 star, sadly. I'm going back to this bridge. And also, oh, hang on. There's a ship there. Well, we can watch the glorious ship. Actually, because it's going upstream, it's going to avoid the pillars, but only just. But anything coming downstream is definitely going to clip through here a little bit. That's a very strong bridge. Create has got potential. And I'm glad they shared a map on the workshop. Yeah, this area here is interesting enough to say, oh, look, this could be a good map. Unfortunately, this area here lets it down. It's a lot of work. Maybe it's a work in progress. Maybe. Let me park the camera down. I'll catch up with the chat. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Just a second. I'm back with you. So let's have a, I'm going to ready that. You never know. Okay. Hi, BonBonB. That was before you covered you, Parker. Out of curiosity, when do you start compiling the end of? when do I start compiling the end of year lists? The answer is the first week of January, not the following year, as of this year. As I do the reviews, I put little footnotes on maps, seal of approval, obviously, I make a note of those on the map. And then there are some that feel like they're more than the seal of approval. Sometimes it's not, you don't get the seal of approval and you're still on the shortlist for map of the year because the map stands out. Yeah, it maybe, let's say a map is broken because of the technicality of network extensions too. Let's say it's a first-time creator and they make a map and there's no network extensions to requirements. But let's say other than that, it's the best map of the year. It's going to be shortlisted. But technically speaking, it's broken. So yeah, you get things like that. But yeah, from the start of the year, anytime I review a map and I think, I want to consider this one late in the year, I don't want to forget to include this one, I long list it from the start of the year. Then around about now, usually middle of November, beginning of December, I start at this point narrowing down the list. I haven't actually done it yet. I've been too busy. But what I'll do is I'll have categorized each map as they get added to the list. I categorize them. So Alpine or Desert or Detailer or First Map or whatever the category I feel that map falls into. And then obviously you've got the creator's name. So at the moment I've got 2 creators that have got 2 maps on the list. And I limit each creator to 1 map in the final shortlist. So I'm now at the point that I'm going to be narrowing down the long list by saying, okay, let's say it's Sidai. I'm not saying it is Sidai, but let's say it's Sidai. Sidai's got 2 maps on the long list, but he can only have 1. I can knock one of Sidai's maps off the list. If I've got 3 Alpine maps on my long list, or 4 Alpine maps on my long list, I'm at a point I can actually get rid of 2 of those. Whether or not the other 2 are in the final list is a different story. But I can definitely at this point hack a few of the maps off of the list and get the short list down from, I think it's about 30. It's usually about 30 by the end of the year. I can get it down from about 30 to about 20, there or thereabouts, and then trim off 2 or 3 right at the very end, giving me a final list of 12, and then maybe 4 or 5 extra that I can do on Christmas Day or something like that as the ones that just missed out. So the answer to the question is from the very 1st of January, or the very first review, maps can start going on to the long list. It's when does the long list start getting shortened? That's about now. And the final decision is made when the final map review is done. And then I panic. There's so much pressure. Do you know what? This year, there is one standout map for me for map of the year. And I don't think I can give it. Because it has a flaw which I think is bad enough that it can't justify being map of the year. So, and yeah, it's the map. It's one of those. It's a Schrodinger's map of the year. It's map of the year, but it can't be because the flaw is bad enough in terms of almost gameplay breaking. Bad enough that I cannot that way. I can't have it. I might make the should make the final 12. If it doesn't make the final 12, it'll definitely be in that the Christmas Day list. This couldn't be included because, but it couldn't not be recognised. Be one of those. Anyway, so that's long story very short, or short story very long. Hi, Alan in Cascadia. It's Kansas but with water. You're not far wrong, I feel. You're not far wrong. Hello, Mr. Harries. One hand in the air. Looks like it might be Texas Golf. Could be. Sewage pond. Yeah, barely. The divot. It's a sewage divot. Corpus Christi. Could be. Again, who knows? And Meloc. Hello, Meloc. Hello, hello, hello. You're very, very, very welcome. Right. Hiya, photo. Right. Okay. I think we're done. That is it's a miss, but it was expected to be a miss. Creator with some potential. There are some standards in this map. There are some standards, but nothing that's going to win any awards. I'm going to shut the game down and then launch up. We'll have a look at the second map. The second and third maps today, I think, are probably the ones with the most potential. And if you missed the start of the show, which most people did, there'll be a slightly shorter show this week, solely because I'm exhausted. And so we're going to do maybe 4 maps rather than the usual 6, so I can get some sleep. Right, launch the game up, and we'll have a little look-see at today's second map. Anybody been watching the football? There's some football going on, I do understand. I've been aware of it, as it's all over all of the media everywhere, and I do like a bit of soccer. Oh yeah. England. I have a small bet. I put this one on after the very first match that they played, because I was that impressed by them, to win the tournament at 300 to 1. If you are from Morocco, I am supporting you almost ahead of England. I'd still rather, if it comes to England against Morocco at any point, I'm cheering on England. But if England lose, I'll be happy. That's how it's going to work. So yes, Morocco 300 to 1. Yeah, they got the draw with Croatia. They then went on to beat Belgium after I put my money on them. Do I think they're going to win the World Cup? I don't think they're going to win it. But if there's going to be a winner this year who's not one of the big nations, it's as likely to be them as anybody. Right, we are about to launch. Let's have a little look. Excuse me, should have muted the mic there. Okay, next map is this one. Let me call it up first of all. And I'll share the screen while it's loading. I think it's that one. That's the creator name. Let's make sure the creator name matches up. It does. Right, okay. So map number 2. The reason why I suspect this to be the best map, this is their 4th map. And it has a description. Well, it does. Sorry, it doesn't have a description. It's in a foreign language, and the name of the map kind of feels like a Cities Skylines map. That's what I'll say. That's all I can say to that. Now I've clicked on it, the loading screen has popped up. We have got, I would share this with you, but again, I don't want to be giving away the map name in case it turns out to be trash. I don't want to be sending anybody haters. So that's why I'm not sharing the screen with you right now. Just a second. Back again. So yes, this, without seeing the map, looks like it's got potential. It's a winter theme. Ooh, hello. Snowfall map. Wow. Okay. It's a snowfall map. We are using the winter theme. 71% buildable area. All of the outside connections. All of the resources in mid-levels. And the water just slightly below mid-level. This looks like a balanced map. It's probably going to be the only winter map we see, unless we get another one on this show at some point. Right, let's get ready to share this screen with you. Come on, there we go. Hey ho, I don't know if any of my maps are considered for map of the year. It's not too late to try and It's never too late. It's never too late. Usually by the last 2 or 3 maps of the year, I've kind of made up my mind. I've usually done it. I've usually sort of like gone, this is how the end of the map of the year series is going to run, and that's the map of the year, and but it's not set in stone until I've seen the last map. And there has been in the past a map in the final week that's made me had to juggle things about, because it's had to be included because it was just too good. I don't remember what map it was. I don't remember what year it was. But there was one occasion where I had to juggle things. But usually I've decided by then. Again, obviously, be kind in the comments, be kind in the chat. This could be a young creator, it could be an old creator, it could be a learning difficulties creator, it could be your own mother. It could be anything. So we're going to be as helpful as we can be. Try and find something positive to say about the map while still having a laugh, because we're here for a fun, aren't we? I feel. What did I say was going on down here? Oh, that's what I was going to do. Let's have a little look. I'm not going to tell you whether you're on the shortlist or not, but I'm going to have a look at the shortlist just for my own curiosity. Or say shortlist, more of a long list actually. How many have we got? I'll tell you how many we've got on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So yeah, I've got the list down to 23 maps. There are 23 maps on the long list for map of the year. And the problem that I've got this year is, in previous years, it's been really easy for me to go, right, we'll have 2 in the realistic category, we'll have 2 in the vanilla category. This year doesn't quite fit the categories quite like it's done in previous years. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've kind of got like 8 or 9 different categories, and I like to have a top 12. So that means I've got to find 6 categories from 8 or 9. Not going to be easy. Anyway, let's have a click off of that. Right, so let's have a look at the map. What have we got in way of said map? It's flat. Forests don't seem very complex, but they're a pleasing shape. This river looks a bit gouged and a bit unloved. I'm not seeing any outside connections without moving the camera, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Let's have a little play. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that's a hill there. Oh, hello. Okay. We do have an outside connection coming right in from the top there. So that gives you a lot of buildable space here. It does feel like a sort of a grid city build, given the amount of space we've got to play with and how much of it looks like it's going to be flat. Map as a whole, yeah, the hills are hand tooled. There's a polite word for it. A little bit like slugs. Love them. Slug hills. The thing is, it doesn't matter what they look like from above, it's what they look like from ground level. And that, while it looks stupid from up here, might be fine from down below. In terms of aesthetic scores, I do consider both. So you are, you can score really, really, really well from having a really well designed map from top down. And then you get like double bonus points if it also looks great from ground level. There's certainly one map on my long list for this year which looks amazing in terms of design from top down. And there are other maps that aren't so well designed, but when you go down to ground level, look amazing. So there's all of that. Let me speed the simulation up because I'm seeing a bit of a struggling river here. It's going to give it every opportunity to sort itself out. Right, let's have a look at the terrain heights. There we go. Terrain. Well, we can kind of make that one out without the terrain heights, can't we? Resources, strong and accessible. I like that. That's very base game style resources. Just big blotch, very workable. In fact, these big blotches are bigger than the big blotches you would get in vanilla base game. So I kind of like this. It just means that you can really focus. You don't have to have your oil here because that's where the oil is. You can have it here, or you can have it here, or you can have it all as oil. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea. Just gives a little bit more flexibility. Then you've got Sunset Harbour, which is over here. And you're not going to get much in the way of fish from this part of the river here. But everywhere else looks quite interesting. It's a nice mix of fish, especially here where it's been just fished dry. Shipping routes. This could be interesting. Okay. Okay, let's slow the simulation down so I can move this camera with a little bit of smoothness. So we have potential for sharp turns, but again, this is really close to the edge of the map, so having one of those there isn't the world's biggest problem. Then we have this ship here that's making its way down our river, and we know what's going to happen. So we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. We've got some sort of... Oh, hello, here it is. Here's the fun and games. This shipping route ain't what it's meant to be. Go, look at it. He's trying. He's trying. He's really forcing his way up on... Yeah. Oh, dear. Oopsie, I think the phrase is there. Yes, it's a slightly broken river, sadly. What have we got going down here? We've got this ship, which is... What route are you taking? Oh, I see. Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at the way it's having to snake down the river here. Especially look here as well. Then we got a bridge, which is definitely a bit too low. So a bit of shipping clipping there. And then this poor boat, he's not gonna get much further, is he? I think he's still managing to progress at that point. No, he's stuck. So yeah, slight problems with the shipping routes. We've got, let's ignore the shipping routes. We've had too much fun with the shipping routes. Water flow, do you know what? I'm not even going to worry about water flow in the start square. Let's just say there is. I'm not that worried. Map's got other problems. Got a few trees under the roads. Again, that's just my anarchy settings, so that's fine. Got bits of blue mantle. Here and there, and it's a bit clunky there. Intersections on top of the hill feeding down into the map. They're all right, I feel. Oh, what to say, really? This is interesting. We're going to stop building the highway right there. I mean, yeah, it gives you all of this to build into, but it's a very strange decision. Or as is this. Right, come off the intersection. The very first thing you've got to do is spend thousands of pounds building a bridge. Yeah. Hey ho. Okay, let's look at this from a fair point of view. There's a lot to be said about this in terms of the... Oh, hang on. Let's come down and have a look at the hills from ground level. I've not really done that. Hills from ground level are... They're okay. I've seen worse. I have seen a lot worse. Just come and have a look at this waterfall thing. This water feature. Whilst we're down here. Waterfalls aren't easy. That's a decent waterfall. I like that waterfall. I don't love it, but I like it. It's strong. It's a bit silly. Oh, hang on. The water spawn point's right on the very top there. Oh, man alive. Why? Okay, no, that's a feature. That's a feature. That's why. So that we can talk about it and go, look how pretty that is. It's quite pretty, the way it's been done. It's as ludicrous as the missing river. But it's quite pretty. So yes, in terms of design, if we forget about how clunky the hills look from up here, the river's an interesting shape. We've got a big kidney lake going on here. Got some interesting lakes. Got an interesting little water area down here as well, feeding down into the map. yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's a lot of thought that's gone into how to lay this one out. I like the layout of the river and the waterways. I don't think it works very well with the hills that we've got. I think it needs a lot of work. But other than and of course it's broken and stuff. But it's let me have a look in the chat, see what you guys have said. So right, so Maytok, as such, yeah, Maytok, yes, I just saw that. I'll try to remember Maytok, but I'll probably get it wrong because it'll just go. What you? Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, bless you for being in hospital. I'm glad you. I'm guessing you're at home now. I'm glad that you're well, hopefully running around and fighting fit now. I hope so. GDH is here. In morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And Ever Given. Yes, a little bit of that. A little bit of the Ever Given. I was actually thinking, instead of saying the Ever Given, I was thinking Titanic. Because this is ice, isn't it? Ice and snow. So we've got like the world's biggest iceberg. Is that water starting to meet in the middle? What? Is it actually starting to meet? No way. Oh, man. I take back everything I said about this map. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I think the map might have some salvation. Remember last week with the circular island with the tidal wave? We've got another interesting water map. Last week we had a map that killed itself. Today we've got a map that saves itself. Might even stop these ships from despawning. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. I mean, clearly, what the creator needs to do is save the map once the river is filled up and then upload it to the workshop. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That is fantastic. Oh, don't get stuck. No. Go on, you can do it. You can. Oh, wow. Okay. Is everybody impressed with that river? The self-healing river. That is absolutely Lazarus. Yes. That is absolutely amazing. Okay. It's gone from being a low 2-star map to being a high 2-star map for me. That river, now it's fixed itself. It probably would still have to get a low 2-star because it starts off broken. But yeah, in this state, I give it a high 2-star. And yeah, hey ho. Are we all in agreement? Are we all happy? I hope so. Right, we're going to shut this one down. We'll have a look at map number 3. And we've got 2 more, and I'm off to bed. Let's do that. Right. And quit to desktop. Boosh. Launch the game, and we'll have a look at map number 3. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Right, so map number 3. What do I know about map number 3 that I can tell you? Historical. It's a historical map. 20th century historical map. So we're not going back to days of yore. There have been a lot of maps on the workshop recently of, let's just say, New York 1283 or something like that, where you get a city, but before the terrain was reworked. We've seen quite a few of those. Thank you, motorbike. Whereas this one is not quite that far back. And just something about the name made me think this map might be not too bad. And that's it. That previous one was what I expect to be the best map of the night. And certainly the most entertaining so far. Right, so let's have a little look for that. Looking for it. Looking for it. Searching for it. Found it. Okay. Okay, right. We've got all the resources. We have 75% buildable area. Vanilla Boreal theme. All of the resources in various quantities. Decent amount of ore. Decent amount of fertile. Moderate amount of oil. Moderate amount of forestry. And a decent amount of water. So it sounds like a well-balanced map to me. Let's have a little look and see what happens when we load it up. That's where the fun begins. Booms. Treasure Island. Yeah. No, it's not Treasure Island. Yeah, it's historical. That's basically all the information I can give you about this map is the name is in English. It's, I would say, a younger person. I say younger person, possibly college age. Because of the way that they've spelt something. It's not incorrect. It's just a modern spelling. Certainly not how I would spell this particular thing. I would use the more. I'm somebody who spells Halloween with an apostrophe. So I'm of an age. I think this is a younger person. And it's their first map, and at the time I subscribed to it, it didn't have a single subscriber, not even the map maker. Subscribe to your things, guys. At least get the things rolling. At least show that you love it, because you subscribe to it and hit the like button. At least it's got a like to start. Anyway, be kind in the comments, be kind in the chats. This could be a young creator, it could be an old creator, it could be your own mother. It's very unlikely to be your mother because it sounds like it's a guy. It could be your father. Be nice. Be nice to your dads, okay? Those of you that have dads or know who your father is, bless you all. Bless you all. We love you. Right. Okay. Gonna get that pop up out of the way. And do you know what I forgot to do on the two previous maps? Got the preset. The map would probably looked a bit better. I haven't done the previous maps justice. I'm sorry. Right, so without moving anything or clicking on anything, we clearly see we have traffic coming into Start Square. I say we've got a decent blend of trees between the little stumpy thing here and the redwoods. Interesting shaped coast, possibly. It looks like we've got a little bit of hillage, just a little bit, so it's not perfectly flat, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We've got a decent amount of water, I think. And that's about all I can say. My instinct also is, and it always is, with the Start Square, at the very least, have sort of like this kind of amount of area that's pre-cleared of trees, just so that it entices you to want to extend the road. The very first thing you're going to do here with this road here is demolish a tree. And you're going to have to demolish trees anyway. You are. But maybe not on the last map. But you are. And just to get started, it's nice to have the trees clear. Even if it's just that amount. Nicer, it's even larger amount. with maybe one or two, maybe just a small cluster, yeah. This is fine. It's not too dense. It's not too off-putting, but I would like that area just a little bit more clear, personally. Okay, let's see what we have from above. Well, we're seeing some standards here. Like I'm seeing the highway. The highway looks pretty neatly done. There's a little bit of drift at the bottom there. You can see that. It's out in Start Square. Liking the way that we don't actually encroach into the Start Square too much with the highways. Just a little clip in there, that's fine. Liking the resource changes there as well. This is, whilst it's not an inspiring Start Square, this is a strong Start Square. This is a builder's Start Square. This is even a one-tile challenge Start Square. It's solid. I'll give credit for that. Pull the camera all the way back, and we've got a slightly disinteresting map with the dreaded crossroads. Yeah, that crossroads is going to get absolutely clogged up because of the road layout. You get traffic spawn in 1, 2, 3, 4 locations on the map, and wherever this traffic wants to go, it has to go through there. And unless it wants to go straight to the Start Square. If it wants to go straight to the Start Square, it avoids that. Anywhere else, it has to go through here. Here, here, and here, everything has to go through here, including to go to the Start Square. That is going to be an absolute nightmare. It's a fair enough mistake to make, given that I've done something very similar myself in the past. So, listen, it's fine, but that is a problem. Let's have a little look at the terrain heights, shall we? Let's do that while we are here. So, relatively flat. Some hills over here. Resources, they're strong. I don't know if I want the fertile under the river, personally. But maybe you do. Maybe people do. But it's an interesting, it's a strong resource map. I wouldn't say it's an amazing resource map. And this oil over here is out of the 25 tiles, so that's effectively ignorable. But it's a big blotch. Sunset Harbour, look at that. That's a very nice fishing map. It's not always about fishing, but if you want to do fishing and you just want a mix of the fish, you can. You've got it. Lovely. Shipping. Right, let's not prejudge the shipping routes this time, okay, BonBon? Okay. We've got... Well, that's a fun rail bridge, isn't it? Okay, carry them up here. This is going to encourage a very sharp turns going back down to the other side. So a little shipping triangle here would be nice. So I start the simulation off there, that would help. And got a definite shipping clipping here. He wears it well though. And that heads up. Okay, well, let's give some credit. I have seen maps where the shipping route hasn't managed to stay within the river. And this is excluding the last map that we looked at. So, yeah, there's stuff to be said. Right. Start Square. Where was the Start Square? Hang on. Can't find it now. Let's go into... Here. There we go. Yeah, no question. We've got strong water flow in the Start Square. There, that's not a bad thing. This is a strong Start Square. Not an inspiring Start Square, but it's a strong Start Square. I have no grumbles with the Start Square. There are things that could be done to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more fun, but that's all right. That's pretty good. Let's credit there. We've got a bit of rock detailing. I mean, why not? Most interesting thing about this part of the map is we've got a bit of rock detailing. We've got a little bit of there's definitely stuff to be said with the they've got to work on their networking skills, I feel. Okay, well, I paused the game then. But yeah, I've got that. Got water that's having to sort itself out still. So there's definitely possible things. But yeah, here's this intersection that is going to get absolutely clogged up. Once you start building, this is going to really start struggling. And in terms of how easy is it going to be to upgrade that one, let me have a little look how close we are. So 1 tile, 2 tiles, 3 tiles. So yes, you can get there fairly easy. But the problem is, of course, if you're playing vanilla and your traffic's not getting to you and you haven't, things are clogged up, you're not going to be able to see that the problem is over there because it's a long way away. Got an interesting thing going on here. Oh, now this is great. Oh, now this is fun. This is actually quite funny, even. We've got a no man's land here. The guns and the trenches are pointing at each other. What's going on with this little cluster down here? Is that defensive? This is probably bunker defense, maybe. It's interesting. And yeah, this is just unacceptably clunky. There's no reason for that bridge. Where's it going to? Right, so that bridge just wants to exit the map over there. We could bring the bridge down this way and cross here. Maybe. But no, we've gone to the highest point. I mean, why not? It's a bit of fun. I don't hate this as maps go. It's a good basic shape. We've got a strong start square. We've got all of the resources. Little fun feature area. I mean, it glued me for about 20 seconds, something like that. Maybe smile. If something makes you smile, that's a positive. This is a problem. We've also got potential early flooding with whatever drop that was. That's sorting itself out now. But we do have relative banks as well, so maybe that won't flood. And even if it does flood, your start square is over here, and chances of that getting to your start square. So the early map flooding will have subsided by the time you get down to it. I'm good with that. Okay, let's have a look in the chat. What have we got? Where were we? Be kind is always good advice. Yeah, I would say it's useful advice. Some people forget. Of the dude who ran for mayor in the village, he was so sure that he would win, he didn't even went to vote, and he lost. He had no votes. He didn't get a vote. Wow. My dad's next to me. Hi, Dad. He's not very talkative as he used to be, but then again, he's been dead for 4 years. Oh, bless. Yeah, I've got half my mum in the hallway. She's in an old ornament that reminds me of her and her dad, actually. But it's only half of her, and my sister's got the other half of her. And my sister goes travelling, so my mum is seeing the world. Well, bits of her seeing the world, anyway. Anyway, hopefully it's just hopefully my sister's got her feet. Anyway, hi, Mum. Love you. What have we got? So, I've lost it. I made a mistake of using national roads. Is it a mistake? Not necessarily a mistake. It's just how you use them. All the fish is a bonus. Yes. Speed 2. Speed 2. I did see Speed 2. It wasn't as good as Speed 1. I don't remember that much about it, apart from Sandra Bullock was in it. Hello again from Brazil. What's going on? Hi, Flying Man. Oh, yes. We are looking for hidden treasure on the workshop. These are maps without a thumbnail, and most of them don't have a description either. And if there is a description, it's usually very short, like a short paragraph. And these maps could be the best map on the workshop, but you'd never know. So this is why we're having a look at them, just to see whether they are, and if we can get one of them a full map review on What's Map. Hasn't happened yet, but we did have one that was worthy of sharing the map links. All of these shows, and we've had one that was worthy of sharing. It wasn't amazing, but it was good enough. Definitely good enough. Okay, so that was that. Still catching up. Looking at random maps. Yes, no description. Thanks, GDH. Very good. I see. Yeah, the Kill Zone and No Man's Land, indeed. Looking for a map also. Yeah, you might be looking for a map. You probably won't play any off of this particular live stream show. That's what we have the main show for. This is just a chance for me to catch up with you guys and talk in the chat. We are only having a look at one more map tonight. I am tired. We normally do this for 2 hours, look at 6 maps, but I am absolutely beat. So I was even tempted not to stream tonight, but I feel a little bit duty bound, and I wanted to, but I'm just not up to doing a full show. Okay, right. Yes, thanks, GDH. I see you chatting away without me there. Comparing maps. There we go. Yep, these maps will be weak. They are no description maps. They are creators that are they're not looking to impress. You probably don't even know something like What's Map exists. What's the name? There you go. Now the names of these maps I don't share, because most of these maps are subpar compared to what we're used to. I don't want to be sending, while you're good, and I'm good, and GDH is good, and so on and so on and so on. You never know if there's somebody out there who's going to go to their workshop page and go, BonBonB streamed your map, and it was a pile of whatever. And I don't want that to happen. So the only links and names I will share are those that are good enough. And like I say, I've been doing this a good few weeks now, and there's only been one that I've shared. If the creator happens to watch the stream, this is why we're trying to be kind in the comments, and we're trying to find something positive to say. And so far this week, I've managed, I think, to find something positive to say on all of them. So anyway, yes. So that's why we don't. That's why we don't keep it close. I will. Don't you worry about that. Hi, Gorilla. So we have a good map or a pile of dog poop. This is the thing. All maps are a pile of dog poo, but some are less dog poo than others, like Sid Eyes and Bringer of Fires and stuff like that. Theirs are far from dog poo. But no matter where you look, there's going to be somebody who will look. If we take Sid Eye's best map ever, there's going to be somebody who look at it and go, I really hate it. It's all opinion. It's all opinion. Anyway, that's. I think we've covered this map. We've got one more to look at, and I hold no hope for it. There were 2 maps, this one and the last one, that stood out for me. And but yes, the historical thing. If I go back down to that No Man's Land, that is the biggest clue to the map name, if you wanted a clue. And that's all you're going to get. Right, so let's shut down the game, and we'll load up map number 4 of 4 for tonight's show. And now I'll go to bed. Oh, God. Oh, that hit me. Okay. I've no idea what was this fourth map. Let me have a little look at what I have. This one, it was close between these between the fourth and fifth maps. The fourth map has a moderately long description for a map of this sort. The fifth map has a short description, but it does have a description. The fifth map, it's their seventh map. So you go, oh, that could be good. Many of their previous maps have thumbnails. That's all I can say to that one. This one, the one that we won't be looking at tonight, unless this next map is broken. The fifth map, we won't be seeing it. But it might be the best map, but it's very unlikely given all of their other work. So I think we'll take a gamble on the map that I've got listed for fourth, which is called that. Let me just find it now, and then we'll load it up, and we'll see what we can see. Why can I not find you? Oh, I found you. Gotcha. Right, okay. Oh, well, that's a little bit pleasing. Okay, right. We have no rail connection, but we have all of the other connections. 42% buildable space, a vanilla tropical theme. We've had 4 different themes tonight. That's quite impressive. A lot of water, and good amounts of all of the other 4 natural resources. So a bit of a win there, I feel. Let me launch this thing up. And then share that with you again. Boop. Excellent. Trench Town. yeah, that's exactly what it's called. Well done. Well done to you. Let me just move the playable window. Oh, come on. Don't you lag on me. Thank you. Okay, we've got Flyman. I'd like to see you doing a review of cities that your viewers built. What do you think about the idea? Now, I did a short-lived series called City Edition, where I reviewed cities off of the workshop, including we did one from Strict Toaster. I'm sure it was Strict Toaster. They gave their permission, and these weren't cities that I just went ahead and I asked the permission of the creators, and it wasn't a what map style where I was going right and this is wrong and this is silly and look at the traffic on this. It was literally just to overview their entire build, and I think the shows are about half an hour long, and each one was 4 episodes, so 2 hours in each city. Just looking at detailing, layout, design. 4 very different creators. There were 2 very, very nice maps. Funkenstein's map as well was city of La Coruña in Spain. That was a beauty. Strict Toaster, I don't remember what the city was called, but it was a small town build, really. Really, very nice one there. I think it was a London build, but it was a bit broken. And then there was I want to say Indonesian. It might have been Filipino. It was somewhere over there, and it was a creator from that area, but in vanilla. So it was interesting. If you're interested in that sort of thing, definitely check out the La Coruña City Edition La Coruña by Funkenstein. And to a degree, although, like I said, there's not a huge amount of depth, the standards are good because it's Strict Toaster. Those 2 city reviews were the interesting ones. But didn't get the views. People just weren't interested. So that's why they went, unfortunately. Maybe if I was to do it in like an 8-minute thing, but to do it in 8 minutes would still take me 4 or 5 hours, and you'd just be getting a showcase of 8 minutes rather than getting an in-depth. So, yeah, whatever, Trevor. Okay, let's shut down these windows. Pop-ups are gone. I will switch these off one day. I keep saying that. I never have. Right, so the start square, without moving anything, what can I tell you? Well, I'm seeing we've got an outside connection, which is nice. We've got mostly water, which is... It depends what's up here. It depends. This has got to be something really special for this to be strong. I don't think it's going to be. We will see. Let's have a little look. Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting, I feel. We've got an interesting shoreline. We just don't have an awful lot of buildable space here at all. And certainly nothing here which inspires me to go, yep, this has to be played. The question is, what these tiles around here have to offer. Okay, that is a bit different. Now, those of you who were here last week, it's all out, so let's not... this will be pink. What I'm saying is this will be pink. There's no tuner there. And then shipping routes. Well, you've got one shipping route here. It happens to go through that. There you go, the big old bridge. And the big old bridge is high enough. It goes through the middle. Good standard. Good standard, that. It's ridiculous that we see so many maps on this show that wouldn't do this. That when we see it, we're excited. Well, I certainly am. Excited to see a big old bridge which lets us ship through. Then there's a bit of a tidal wave, I feel. Is it? Or is it just a ripple? Where's this? There we go. Let me come down here. I don't think this is bad. It's definitely not as bad as last week. There is a little bit of a rippling going on here. But that island there can take the impact. Unlike last week's one, which was hilarious. So funny. I like the I'll tell you what I like. I like porridge. I like music from the 80s. No, I like the topography of this. I like the topography. What I think that there's a mistake with the networking, especially with the start square being where it is. I feel that this needs to be, the whole island needs to be shunted somehow. Maybe rotated. Maybe something like this to be the start square. I don't know, we're at a 45-degree angle. But maybe something like that to be the start square. I don't feel that this is the start square. And certainly building the highway over the ridge here. I don't know about that. But in terms of standards and the way they've done it, look at that from above. It's good. Well, it's good standards. It's not the worst. It's far from poor standards. They've not made a pig's ear of this. I think it's a poor choice, but what they've done there, having made the choice, is that's pretty reasonable. The big old bridge Yeah, I don't know about the big old bridge. And then this over here. This is less good. We do have a few actual genuine bits of blue mantle splodged around there as well. So if we ignore that and we just focus on the island, I think that island is quite pleasing. It needs a bit of terrain work, a little bit of smoothing in places. But like I say, probably rotating, realigning, adjusting, fiddling, tweaking. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. But like I say, not mind blowing. Yeah, even the shape of the lake in the middle, and say your buildable area is, I would say, you imagine your city's going to be along here, maybe a small town in here. Most of this area here you won't be building on. This is just mountains and forests. Maybe a small fishing, or possibly something like oil. I'm not sure where the resources are on here. I'm not going to call them up, but something like oil refinery down this area. Maybe something like that. That it has some ideas that can be worked with. It's far from a poor map. Probably would have to still give it I'd go high 2. I go high. I'm almost tempted to go into low 3, but I think that start square lets it down too much as it is. So yeah, it'd have to be a high 2. Slightly better start square, and I think it goes into 3 stars. This one, quite pleasing. Let me have a little look in the chat, see what you guys are making of this. Right, oh blimey. It's been going. It's been absolutely going, and I'm not going to be able to catch up for all of this, I feel. Let me just see if there's anything obvious. Good theme mix. Do you know what, Mr. Harry's? I agree. Good theme mix will make this pop. Don't disagree with that at all. Roller coaster, little bit. Not totally haphazard, Alan. That freeway, from above, it's quite cleanly done, but it's a poor choice. I wouldn't have gone with going over that ridge. Leave that for the city builder. How you access that middle bit is down. Yeah, do you go over tunnel? Do you find a route around to a more easily access? Yeah, I can imagine there being a route this way, up and over this way, maybe, possibly. I don't know. There we go. Usual volcanic, but got something good. Yeah, it's got something about it. I'm not saying it's phenomenal, but I've seen worse. I've seen way worse. A Yumble map. Yumble is an interesting creator. Very interesting creator. There's just different sorts of creators for different sorts of people. And yeah, Yumble. Some people love Yumble. Not my favorite creator, but I don't dislike them. There's so many creators that I can like Wathradnir. I love Wathradnir's works. And some people will think that they're one of the best maps makers around, and others will swear by. I mean, the classicest Bringer of Fire. So many. Has there ever been a bad Bringer of Fire map? I don't think there has. Hasn't even been an average. I mean, there is at least one average Sidai map. We're all allowed an average one. Some people aspire for average. But you know what? Tonight we've seen 4 maps that. I mean, the first one I think was the weakest one this week, and even then I was able to find something positive to say about it. And the next 3 have been passable. I think everybody should pat themselves on the back this week. I feel. Maybe. Few smaller islands around would make a difference. Yeah, but this is, if you think of this, look at this. This is the top of a volcano. There's a mountain under here, right? So that slopes off and goes down and drops off really quite steeply. I don't buy this island because of this exact same thing. Although it's, these things can happen. But yeah, I don't know whether I buy there being any small islands around. I mean, maybe really close to the edge, possibly. But this I see, this is the top of a mountain. I don't really see, given the shape of it, any smaller islands. Anyway, yeah, done and dusted. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that. Poof. Boom, gone. Yeah, that is it. That is it for this week, because BonBon needs to go and get some beauty sleep. I still haven't uploaded tomorrow morning's What's Map or tomorrow's. Yeah, I've still got some more shorts, so I've got those to do before I go to bed as well. So yeah, just found half an hour's worth of work for me to do before I can go to bed. Thanks, guys. It's all your fault. I blame you for everything. Anyway, I'm going to wind it up. So if anybody's got anything inspiring to say in the chat, now is the right time to do it. And if you haven't got anything inspiring to say, we'll just say good night and thank you very much for being here, being company this week. There should be another one Thursday next week. I've also got a series coming out on BonBonB Too. Yes, I have a second channel. Link to that should be in the description. If it's not, it will be in the description of What's Map. Yeah, the second channel, which is where I play games that aren't Cities Skylines. Haven't had anything uploaded to there for a long while because it's not been a good year for me to be doing extra stuff. But I've been switching off with projects on board. I've been recording a new series, and I'll be uploading that in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to record more of the series before I start uploading it. That's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for everything you do for me. And I will see you again, of course, very, very soon. Thanks for watching.